Hi boys and girls, welcome to Everyday Math Lesson 3.7, Making Change by Counting Up. The materials that you'll need today, notebook paper, pencil, and math journal. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is go over our math boxes from the previous lesson. So if you can open up your math journal to page 72. If you're noticing that you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. So for question number 1, write the amount, fill in the circle next to the best answer. So I'm going to look at my quarter first, which I know is 25. Then I can see I have 2 dimes, so 35, 45. Then I have 50, 55 plus a penny would bring me to 56 cents. For question number 2, solve. So I know that 70 plus 30 would equal 100. I know that 100 equals 20 plus 30 plus 50. 100 equals 50 plus 40 plus 10, and 100 equals 30 plus 10 plus 60. And the unit that I used today were crayons. For question number 3, how many children have cats? And looking at my graph, I can see that 15 have cats. And then how many have fish? I can see that 5 have fish. For question number 4, tomorrow I will get dressed for the day. The best answer would be certain. For question number 5, I had 17 tulips. I planted 20 more. How many do I have now? So notice how I started with 17. My change is that I added 20. So I put a question mark. This is what I'm trying to solve. So 17 plus 20. I know that 10 plus 20 is 30. And then if I'm adding 7 more, I would get to 37. So my answer is 37. And then for question number 6, solve. So 70 minus 60 is 10. And then 8 equals 88 minus 80. 63 minus 20 is 43. 92 minus 30 is 62. And the unit that I used today were chairs. Please double check to make sure you have yours correct and fix any mistakes with your pencil and eraser. Then we'll put our math journal to the side and take out either our notebook paper or our whiteboard. If the speed is ever too fast, please pause as often as needed. For this first question, you want to buy a toy car that costs 48 cents. Which coins would you use to pay for it? Press pause and then play when you're ready to check my answer. All right, second graders, there's more than one way to make 48 cents, but the way that I chose today, I used a quarter, which is 25, then a dime, 35, 45, and then 3 pennies, 46, 47, 48. Let's try one more like this. You buy a top that costs 64 cents. Which coins would you use to pay for it? Press pause and then play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, there's more than just one right answer, but the answer that I picked today, I used 2 quarters, which would get me to 50, a dime, which would bring me to 60, and then 4 pennies would bring me to 64. So just double check to make sure that your way also equals 64 cents. You can just take a look at my page 56 from the other lesson, from lesson 3.2. But let's say today I bought an orange, and see how an orange is 18 cents. But I didn't have exactly 18 cents, so I paid with 2 dimes. Could you write down how much change I would get back? Press pause and then play. So if I paid with 2 dimes, that's 20 cents. So to get from 18 to 20, I would have 2 pennies, or 2 cents would be my change that they would give me back. Let's try one more like this. This time, I'm going to buy cabbage, and cabbage costs 40 cents, but I'm going to pay with 2 quarters. How much change would I get back? Press pause and then play to check. So we know that 2 quarters is 50 cents. So to go from 40 to 50, they would probably give me 1 dime back, which is the same as saying 10 cents. We're going to try some of these today in our math journal. So if you can put your whiteboard or notebook to the side and open up your math journal, we'll talk about page 73 first. So 73 looks like this, where you can see some of the items up at the top of the page that tell us how much each of them are. Then what you're going to do in the top part is you're going to buy 3 different things, and then you're going to tell me how you're going to pay. Now you need to make sure that you're not paying with the exact amount because we want to have change just like what we did in our practice one. Then for the bottom, you're going to buy 2 different items and you're going to pay with $1 and tell me how much change. So can you try to complete as much of this page on your own as you can and then press play when you're ready to check? Press pause now. All right, second graders, if you want to use the same items that I picked, you can. And I'm going to show you what I did for this first one. So I'm buying a pear, which costs 13 cents. And I'm going to pay with 2 dimes. 2 dimes is equal to 20 cents. So I need to think about how much change is that if I'm going from 13 to 20. And that would be 7. So my change would be 7 cents. And they might show me 7 cents with maybe a nickel and 2 pennies. Then I am going to buy an apple. And see how an apple costs 12 cents? Well, I'm going to pay with a dime and a nickel. A dime and a nickel is 15 cents. So how much change would I get back? How much to go from 12 to 15? 3 cents. So they would give me back 3 pennies of change. Then I'm going to buy a melon slice. My melon slice is 30 cents and I'm going to pay with 2 quarters. How much change would I get back? 2 quarters is 50 cents. So to go from 30 to 50 would be 20 cents. And they would probably give me 2 dimes. Then for the try this, I chose to buy lettuce and tomatoes. And I'm going to pay with $1. How much change would I get back? Now I know that lettuce is 45 cents and I know that a tomato is 20 cents. So I want to first figure out how much are those together. So 45 plus 20 is equal to 65. Now I need to get from 65 to $1. So I'm going to start at 65 and I can think, well, a dime would get me to 75 and a quarter would get me to $1. So a 10 plus 25 is 35 cents. So the change that I would get back would be 35 cents. So again, boys and girls, your page might look very different than mine if you pick different items, and that's okay. Just double check to make sure that your change is what you would get back after paying for those items. We will work more on change in our next lesson, but the last thing we'll do today is talk about our math boxes, which is page 74. So I'm going to talk about the directions, then I'm going to ask that you complete the page on your own. When you're all done, I'm going to have you take a picture and add that picture to Seesaw from your classroom teacher. We will go over this page in our next video. So for question number 1, it says write 3 names for 50. For question 2, write the fewest number of coins needed to make 67 cents. So thinking how many quarters, then how many dimes, nickels, and pennies. So all of these coins together would get me to 67 cents. For question number 3, fill in the rule and then fill in the missing numbers. Solve for question 4, don't forget about your unit. For question 5, 10 children ordered juice, 13 ordered milk. How many children ordered drinks? Fill in the diagram and give me a number model. And then for question 6, what is the temperature and would you wear a coat? Yes or no? All right, second graders, I will see you next time.